We finally win. Arsenal, my goodness, that game was stressful to watch for all the wrong reasons. And before I go any further, make sure you hit the subscribe button because you're not going to want to miss this one, because I'm going to tell you exactly why we shouldn't be proud of this victory and why a certain individual is the reason why we did not walk away with the loss. First of all, the man of the match, in my opinion, is David Raya. David Raya played absolutely phenomenal, and he's the reason why we did not lose today. Our team, again, beaten by long balls and unable to contain a Sporting Lisbon side. Fair enough, they have not lost at home in the Champions League this season, but we failed to contain Sporting Lisbon's attack with Route 1 football. I don't know if Sporting Lisbon said, you know what, we watched Southampton, we realised over-the-top balls are not working for Arsenal, so let's go with that mindset. But David Raya made some crucial saves. I mean, that last-minute header that Sporting Lisbon had, which was saved near post. If Kepa is in goal, you know exactly what's happening. That's going straight in, say goodbye to the win. Another player on my radar for the wrong reasons is Martin Odegaard. He had an absolute stinker of a game. When Kai Havertz came on, yes, there was a major shift, but it's clear to see that Martin Odegaard, he's afraid to pass forward. And we don't know why. I don't know why. I wish I knew the answer, but it's getting really frustrating because us as fans, when we're watching the game, we can see all the gaps that are open and all the passes he can make where he can actually impact the game and maybe give some service to our striker. But because of commitment, there's no urgency from Odegaard. We're playing reserve. He'll bring the ball to the halfway line or just past the halfway line, and guess what? He'll turn around, pass it back to the centre-back. This is the story with Odegaard, and it's been happening for a few seasons now. And I think the patience has gone. When he came off, yes, Diamond came on and Martinelli came on. The dynamic shifted. Kai Havertz, again, I've sung his praises quite a lot this season, but he's still proven me right. He's come on and made a huge impact. When him and Gyökeres are on the pitch, they might not have to even play off each other. But Gyökeres creates space for Kai Havertz, who made a terrific run at the right time. And look, we managed to nick it with a 1-0 lead. And going with a 1-0 lead to the Emirates is what you want as a football club, because you can play your football now. You don't need to chase the game. And that was something I was afraid of. I'll be honest with you. I was streaming the game and a lot of fans were saying they can see an Arsenal loss. I had the same feeling. I mean, there's no confidence in your team when you come off 2 losses in a row. You know, my brother sat next to me in the stream and he said, we'll be all right with a draw. I don't think that's the case. We should never be all right with a draw. A draw, that's not what Arsenal need to move on to the next round, because you're playing 50-50 when you go to the Emirates. They could score 1 goal, sit back, and then guess what? You have to chase the game. But to walk away with a win was crucial for Arsenal today. It was a must. And I'm not saying that with relief. I'm saying that as in I'm not happy. I'm still not happy with Arsenal the way they won today. I think there's a lot of things that need sorting out with this team. I've had a few, digs at me in the comments. Oh, we're ungrateful, we're entitled, we just won. No. The way we won was not convincing. I'm not saying we need to play and dominate possession, but I'm talking about the lack of concentration, the way we give away cheap balls. That is where my concern is. The attack and how lackluster it is in the first half, that's a separate issue. But the mistakes we're making in certain parts of the game is what can cost us this Champions League spot and what can cost us the Premier League. It's already cost us 2 cups to a Championship side and obviously Man City. So I think I'm well within my rights to have concerns about the lack of concentration by Arsenal and the fact that we give away silly passes. Odegaard gave away the ball so many times. I'm not making this video just to target Odegaard. There's a lot of players in there that need to fix up that Trossard as well. Gyökeres needs to show a bit more urgency with getting involved in the game. But Martin Odegaard, he's lost the ball a few times in that match, and which led to a counter. We were very fortunate today, I feel, not to concede. I had the game out a 1-1 draw, and to walk away with a 1-0 win is obviously it's obviously something you want as a fan to obviously win, but when you're looking at the performance, it doesn't look like the sign of champions. It doesn't look like the sign of Arsenal moving forward to advance to the next round. And if we do, we're definitely going to get a European giant. And the way we're giving away the balls there, you can't afford to do that. You know, if you're playing a Bayern Munich, you give the ball away like that, they will 100% capitalize and they'll punish you for doing it. Like I said, we're very fortunate to play Sporting Lisbon, no disrespect to them. But Kepa is the reason why we did not lose today. Not because we had a formidable defense or we had great play. I mean, in the first 6 minutes, they hit the crossbar. And me as an Arsenal fan, I'm saying to myself, here we go again. We're going to crumble. We're going to be on the back foot. And one thing you can also realise from these games is Arsenal do not do well with the pressure, especially in the opening minutes of the games or the first 30 minutes of the match. We're not used to soaking up pressure. I don't know why. We were very great at doing it before, at the start of the season, but it seems like we've kind of taken a back seat. And I think teams are kind of realising that Arsenal don't cope well with pressure, hence why we make so many mistakes at the wrong times. But Martinelli, like I said, his campaign in Champions League has been great, in my opinion. Obviously, way better than Premier League. And for him to get an assist today is something that will be great for his confidence. And I think I'm not saying that, you know, he's the reason why we won today. I mean, he did play a part, of course, but I think the substitutions were needed. The substitutions that were made, I was happy with them, I'll be honest, the players selected, but the timing, again, I feel like it's a bit too late, you know. We could have been fortunate to grab a last-minute winner. Not because we made substitutions for the players, but because we left it so late. I think Madueke, you know, he didn't have a great game today. Araujo for Sporting Lisbon has been fantastic. He played phenomenal. And I said at the start of my stream and the watch along, he's a player you need to watch out for. Last season, he played phenomenal against Man City. He was the reason why they won 4-1. One of the reasons anyway. But today, he played great. But Arteta, Arsenal and the boys, us fans, we needed this win today. I think Arteta has definitely seen the holes in our game and how we need to address these areas. Because you cannot go into his Bournemouth game with these mistakes, with this mentality. Because they will punish you. Teams are looking at Arsenal as weak links right now. Teams are coming at us with more confidence because they're spotting these mistakes. These mistakes need to be corrected if we're going to win the league. And if we're going to advance next week against Sporting Lisbon. But I'm just happy and relieved that we did not lose 3 in a row. Losing 2 in a row was our first time this season. And we need to show a bounce back. Like I said, what's done is done. We have to look forward. And Arsenal, thankfully, got the win today. But yes, like I said, there's a lot of things that need addressing with this team. Doesn't need to be pretty, but simple mistakes you would not expect Arsenal to make. They're making it. And I realise sometimes it's not even about Sporting Lisbon playing well or Southampton. We create our own problems. Thank you so much for listening to my YouTube video. If you like it, please make sure you like, comment, share and subscribe. This week's going to be a very busy week. You know, we've got the match predictions coming out for Arsenal and Bournemouth. We've got match predictions for next week's Sporting Lisbon on Sunday. You know, I've got other videos coming out where I'm just in a transfer window. So make sure the only way you can stay up to date is if you subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.